What's the deal, people? It's your boy Nigel Ryan, and this is another episode of Insight TV. Today is a special one. It's a special one. Why? Because this video right here is sponsored by Sizzle Bar and Lounge, which is an amazing place in the Grand Anse area, Montu to be exact. But it's dope, it's dope, it's dope. So this video right here is sponsored by Sizzle Bar and Lounge. We're going to be interviewing today someone that's named the SongBird. I don't know if I gave it away yet, but check it out. So like I said, Insight TV people, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm here with the SongBird herself. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. So let's start with SongBird. I love the name itself.
Yeah.
So tell me, where did that come from?
So I remember being maybe in my late teens and like making a couple TV debuts, and I met up on Chit Chat with Lexan Fletcher.
Love that show. Big up Lexan, by the way.
Yeah.
Love Lexan.
And she said, you know, like after singing, she was like, you sound like a bird.
Oh, wow.
So I think I'll call you SongBird. And I was like, I like that. It has like a nice...
Yeah.
So I just decided to just take that and I just go by Thamara SongBird every single way because it makes sense because I'm a range too as well.
Okay. Okay.
And so whenever I would perform, people would be like, yeah, that's the perfect name for you.
I love that name. It's like you said, it's just perfect, ideal.
Yeah.
When you guys actually hear her in person or online, you would understand fully, believe me. So, from Grenada.
Yes.
So tell the people what part of Grenada you're actually from.
I am from Mardi Gras, St. Paul, St. George's. You know, big up Mardi Gras. We've birthed a lot of superstars. Jefferson is also from Mardi Gras.
Big up Jefferson.
Yeah, he's also from there. So born, raised, and grew.
What do you have up there? That...
I don't, maybe the breeze. Because it gets quite cold and misty.
Right.
Yeah, it's right below Granatang.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets quite cold and misty, but it's still within the St. George's area.
So that's why you guys can all sing.
Yeah, man.
Sing.
Yeah, man. That's why we had a vibe.
All right. That makes perfect sense, you know.
In the mist.
Yes. Because Jefferson is amazing as well. And
he's a superstar.
Yes, big time. So tell me, this is carnival season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this something that you normally venture into with soca, or what's your style exactly, you would say? If you had to prefer, pick one.
First love, R&B. Second love, reggae. I think, to me, those are the two most expressive genres because I'm an expressive person.
Right.
And so, based on my writing skills, I've written all my songs. All my compositions are original. And so,
pick up you.
I just feel like during this soca period, I get to be a wife because my husband is a guitarist.
Okay.
And he plays for mostly all of the major local and international acts.
Right.
And so I get to be a groupie / wife to my husband. And I just use this time to just focus on writing and creating an album and finding inspiration and liming.
Yeah, why not? You know what I mean? As you talk about inspiration, let's touch on that a little bit in terms of where does that come from, you know? Is it a family-driven thing, or is it something, because you know I have some artists that can literally look at a coconut tree and get inspiration.
Yeah.
Like, how do you find that inspiration from within?
I think creative writing was one of my favorite subjects in college. And so I love to read growing up. I love to write poems and compose things. So I feel like I've always had a big imagination. So I would pull inspiration from anything. So a lot of my songs are very closely inspired. I have a song called Mixed Emotions. It's about this guy stepping out of his family, trying to see if there's anything outside there. And his wife knows that she should leave him alone, but she loves him so much. So she has tons of mixed emotions. And it was a situation that arrives from like my sibling, watching my sibling go through that and hearing his wife express to me the things that she's enduring. And I was like, I don't know how I feel putting it into a song, but...
Right. Almost exposing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know. I hope you never see this. And I remember recording that song and I was crying because I could feel everything. Like I'm such an empath who absorbs so much energy around me. And the song turned out to be amazing.
I love that. Like real life situations.
Yeah, I use everything for inspiration. I want you to relate to whatever it is I'm singing because we're all human. We all want love. We all go through different traumatic events. We all go through hurt and pain. And, you know, the sun shines, all of us get burned the same time.
It's a fact.
So I want us to be able to sit down and these songs are like having conversations. Oh, you're like, oh yeah, me too. I know. I can resonate with what she's saying.
And I love the fact that you talk about resonating with things, because this is why I actually started this interview situation. You know, my background is sports, of course, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But more marketing, advertising, and things like that. And understanding how that works in terms of emotional marketing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When an individual knows who you are,
Yeah.
and can really hone in on, wow, this artist is really tapping into things that I love. So I love the fact that you express that.
Yeah.
And your music actually expresses
It
that.
does. It does.
It's a wonderful, wonderful journey.
It does.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about, you know, what's next? What do you have in the works and different things like that?
I have so many layers to my music. You know, I recently tapped into dancehall a few years ago.
Okay.
And it was a super sexy song called H2O. And I like to write songs with double meanings, you know?
Oh, right.
So, you know, H2O, water, you're associated with being wet. And just say, listen to it, because I can't really describe it. It's vulgar.
Right.
But not literally vulgar right off the bat, you know? I know we all have this, so that's what she's saying. Okay,
right. And I feel like, you know, our culture in terms of like old calypso.
Yeah.
Always
so we
had
have
those,
that in us. We have that in us,
yeah. Old calypso always had that little two meaning situation.
So I love writing songs like that because I also have a reggae, well, it's reggae and a ballad, and it's called Ja Battle, and it personified depression. You know, and I feel at that particular time in my life, it was dark.
Wow.
I felt like, why am I even here? I feel like at some point in our lives, we question our existence. And I was like, why am I here? What's my purpose? What value do I add? And I found myself dwindling down into a hole, and I said, there's two things I can do. I can choose the coward route, or I can write about it. And save myself and save others.
Wow.
And that is the road that I took.
I love that.
So what I'm doing now is just creating an album that has all the genres alike blended into one. So yeah.
That's you know, you talking about your emotions and being able to write it and actually put it into song. And you know, I'm a teacher now. I teach now in the States.
I feel that.
Just talking to individuals and kids and different things like that, and them channeling emotion. And writing is such a huge way for people to actually channel that emotion.
Yeah.
And it helps to release it almost. You know what I mean?
It is a release.
Yeah, so that writing and you expressing it in songs. So I can imagine an individual probably going through something and listening to your music and jotting down their feelings and like really letting it go and getting better.
Yeah, man, I've had so many people tell me your music saved my life and I never knew.
Wow.
You know, because I don't know what it is with algorithm and singers that do different genres here in Grenada. We don't have much of a reach without actually like pushing super hard. And so when I hear people from Africa message me and they're like, we're your biggest fan, and I'm like,
how? Right.
I'm like, okay, so at least it's reaching certain areas of the globe, and I'm happy even though it's two persons from every continent or every country. Once I made a change in somebody's life, that is significant enough for me to keep going.
Wow.
Yeah.
So speaking about that now, is your mission with music to relay a message or to provide just nice music? You know what I mean?
It's always to relay a message.
Wow.
What good is music if it's not timeless? I feel like right now we live in an age where you have people busting all the time, but the music does not last.
Yeah.
It does not last. It's not timeless music. It's not music you want to listen to over and over. Or it's not music where you're feeling a type of way and you're going to run to that to kind of get some kind of comfort. I want to create music. Even when I'm past and gone, my son could probably do a remix. And bring it back because it just has that kind of timeless sound and that meaning. As I said, we're all human. Years from now when we pass on and gone, it's humans that are going to come after us just the same, you know?
That's big.
Yeah.
You mentioned something about timeless music, right?
Yeah.
And I think me and you are close in age.
Yeah.
So we're in a time where some of the R&B songs that we grew up to, right? is like being remixed now. I feel kind of old when I hear that.
I'm telling you, like twice. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm all there.
Exactly. So the timeless music and putting that together.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go a little deeper than music, right? What else talents? Because I know we, you know, Caribbean people, we are multi-talented, of course. What else talents do you have?
I could do hair.
Oh, see?
I could wiggle my little toe by itself. Apart from all the other toes, I think that's a talent because
I
don't
would
know
assume
many
so.
people that could do
I'm
that.
thinking about it now, and I don't know. That might be a talent. You're right.
And I feel like I'm just good at anything I put my hands on. You know, I was managing a shipping company, I worked in insurance, I worked in administration, and I was really good at all these things. I think I don't limit myself to just being a professional at one thing.
Right.
You know, I strive to be excellent at every single thing that I do.
I love that. Love that. So, how long would you say you have been in the music industry?
Oh, wow. Okay, without disclosing my age.
Without doing that. Even though a couple people might Google you from this, huh? So they're probably gonna find it anyway.
Since I was really little.
Okay.
My love for music started, as a lot of singers would say, in church.
Okay. Which
My mother was one of those people, like, you had to go to church religiously, Wednesdays, Fridays, Sundays.
Right.
You know? And it goes back to Jefferson and I. We grew up in church, you know, in that realm of music and always singing. And after church, we would have our own get-togethers, play instruments and sing and just bond and vibe.
That's amazing.
And my two brothers, they love music, so they had these tall speakers with all these racks of effects, and I would be singing along. And I remember the first album I fell in love with was Mariah Carey's album. I think it's My All, and then Butterfly, and then I just tried to mimic all the singers I would hear.
Right. The voices.
And then try to find my sound, because after mimicking singers for a while, they kind of sound like them.
Of course, this is true.
And then I said, okay, I have to find my sound. So I would say when I was really little, that's where it started. I used to cut the TV off and tell my mother, watch me. You know?
Star is born.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you tell? Now you have been through, because we all know music industry. There's many ups, there's many downs. All the things that you have been through, all your experience. What would you tell that little SongBird that was going to church and so passionate about music? What would you tell them right now in terms of how to progress and how to make it?
You know, it's funny you would ask that question, because I have a song that is unreleased called, it's abbreviated. I can't remember the exact abbreviation, but it's, so it's Letter to My Younger Self.
Oh, wow.
So it's the first letters in those words, abbreviated. And it's me telling myself, like, young girl, don't you cry, you will get better in time, because nothing lasts forever. And I would tell her, like, she would grow up to be this amazing singer, inspirational. Like, it's really, and I keep hitting the back with that's what my
It's dear
heart
to your
is,
heart.
you know?
Right,
And,
right.
but it's really personal, and I think it's something that, it's a letter to my younger self, because when I was younger, I felt like I wouldn't get people to listen. I didn't get people to believe. My mom didn't think singing and music was a career, you know?
Right.
They grew up still within the slavery mentality trickling down, and so they want to see it with the suit and the tie, and they didn't understand, and just finding my way around, it was crazy. So I would tell myself, or anybody that is young, and you know, stay steadfast, no matter how many doubts you get. As long as you know your potential and your talent, you're a star. We're all stars. Just shine.
Love that.
Somebody would listen.
Love that. That right there is, we're all stars.
Yeah, we're all stars.
All stars. I
Nobody's
love that.
invaluable.
Yeah, I love that. And it's you know, I know, like, the older generation, right? Like our parents, right? Especially from Grenada here, I guess it was so limited of individuals that you've seen, like, quote unquote, make it.
Yeah.
That, you know, as raising a kid, you kind of have a fear of, you know, letting them shine.
Yeah.
And becoming this star, because you know so much people have failed.
Yeah.
And so much people have given up.
Overprotective.
Like, well, you know, I guess I got a kid, so I guess
So I
guess we are always a little, just a little, because you want to see the best out of your kid, you know what I mean? But it's super amazing that, you know, that you have that mindset.
What I tell my son is there must be balance. You know, you cannot just want to do music, or you kind of just want to be a gamer without
Right.
being good at
Right.
education, because it ties back in. How are you going to read your contracts? You for yourself
big.
have to understand your contract.
Right.
And then for a gamer, you have to learn programming eventually.
Mhm.
You know, so it still ties into each other. So once a balance is created, I have no problems.
I love that. He's into games, I'm guessing. As my son is too.
He's
so.
a big headset, big headphone on
Yeah,
all
yeah,
day,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
jumping, screaming, running.
The full work.
Yeah, he needs his weekly allowance to get his skins on Fortnite and whatever.
I love that. So apart from being a singer, a multi-talented person that does all these other things, you also have a whole family that you're controlling here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're running a whole family.
I'm
which
a
is
whole
amazing.
wife.
A whole wife, a whole mom, everything
Yeah.
is going on. So
Still a daughter to my 2 parents who are alive. You know,
It's-
grateful for that.
how do you juggle all of it? Because I know it's a lot.
And then so my job right now, I left all the corporate jobs I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And now my husband and I, we own a company called Nichols Entertainment. We provide sounds for forums, meetings, you name it, shows. You know, so we have tons of speakers and tons of equipment.
Right.
And we also do music. I do music full time.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I sing in the hotel. So in the day I do bank running up and down, school running up and down. My husband works in the media, and then I pick him up, and then we get ready to go to our gigs, and it's
Right,
a
right.
lot, you know.
Yeah. So how do you manage that? How is that life
I
managed?
could only say there must be somebody in charge.
Okay. Okay.
It cannot be just me, because I don't know.
Right.
And we still go to the gym, you know, so it's a lot.
Still trying to be healthy and living
Oh,
a.
yeah. I don't want to be
whole
on
life.
stage out of breath.
Which is true. Which is true. So I want you to tell the people where they can find your music.
Sure.
What are you on? Platforms, all that good stuff.
So I am on Twitter, Red, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Thamara SongBird. That's Thamara with an H. So it's THAMARA, SongBird, and on all platforms, AudioMac, Deezer, you name it. All the streaming platforms, it's there.
Yeah.
My album is called The Conversation. If you really want to have a conversation and get to know me, that's what it's called. It's available on all platforms, as well as singles, music videos, interviews, everything.
Full works.
Yeah.
I will have the links to all those things below this as well. I want to thank you so much for coming on, because I've been doing a lot of soca artists recently. We're in a kind of our season.
Yeah.
But I always, admired your music and just hearing you
Thank you.
is actually pretty common to me. So I listen to it all the time. So I want you guys to go and check it out. It's completely amazing. And I want to thank you once again for coming on Insight
No
TV.
problem.
This
Thank
is
you.
amazing. And keep shining.
Thank
like,
you.
You're doing amazing.
Keep shining too.
Keep shining, people.
Keep
Y'all
shining.
heard it? Y'all heard it? That's going to be the thumbnail, by the way.
Yeah.
Keep shining. Keep shining. This is Insight TV, people. Thank you. One love.